I mentioned last week that Swami Sarvadevananda has come and is visiting, and he'll do the class tonight. He'll be here just in a couple of minutes. So I just wanted to open up so you won't think that class was canceled or anything. And just to let everyone know, we're on page 781. This is chapter 41 at Ram's house, and the date is Saturday, May 23rd, 1885. M is always there, and many devotees were there. Mahimacharan, Poltu, Bhavanat, Nityogopal, Haramohan, and some others. And by the time we start here, it will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll be starting on June 13th, 1885. So don't anybody go away. Maharaj will be here in a minute. Thank you. I already introduced you, Maharaj. Yeah. Okay. So it's right here. I didn't do the chat.
I did it.
Normally we do it.
You did it already?
No, Maharaj.
No. Om Tava Kathamritam Jivanam Kaviviritam Karma Shapaham Shravana Mangalam Srimanatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Je Purida Janaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The entry is Saturday, June 13, 1885. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Sri Ramakrishna was resting in his room after the midday meal. A Pandit was sitting on a mat on the floor. Near the north door of the room stood a Brahmin woman who had recently lost her only daughter and was stricken with grief. Kishore, too, was in the room. M arrived and saluted the master. He was accompanied by Dvija and a few other devotees. Sri Ramakrishna was not well. He had been suffering from an inflamed throat. These were the hot days of summer. M was not keeping well either, and of late he had not been able to visit Sri Ramakrishna frequently. Master, to M, how are you? It is nice to see you. The bell fruit you sent me was very good. M, I am slightly better now, sir. Master, it is very hot. Take a little ice now and then. I have been feeling the heat very much myself, so I ate a great deal of ice cream. This is why I have this sore throat. The saliva smells very bad. I have said to the Divine Mother, Mother, make me well. I shall not eat ice cream anymore. Next I said to her that I would not eat ice either. Since I have given my word to the Mother, I shall certainly not eat these things. But sometimes I become forgetful. Once I said that I would not eat fish on Sundays, but one Sunday I forgot and ate fish. But I cannot consciously go back to any on my words. The other day I asked a devotee to bring my water jug to the pine grove as he had to go elsewhere. Another man brought the jug, but I could not use the water. I was helpless. I waited there until the first man brought water for me. So, this is simple, very simple it appears, but we see the uniqueness of Ramakrishna's character. Is like a child, simple like a child. He thought his sore throat, so he said that he liked the ice cream, but he will not eat ice cream, and told mother, Ma, like a child pesters on mother, Ma, I have done this wrong thing, I won't do anymore, so get me cured. No? The one thing is simplicity. And this Saralata, it is said that if one is not simple like that, one cannot realize God. That one side. Another side, truthfulness. Saying whatever comes out of the person of a person like that, the truthfulness is next to godliness. So if something he once said, he cannot undo that. That's why he said that I forget. Sometimes I forget that I did, but that is consciously he cannot do anything. So this is a very wonderful lesson here also. God of truth, God is called truth. So if we are not sure about relative truth, how can we go to the truth, the absolute truth? Satchidananda is the truth. God is the only reality. So that also is very important things to be observed in our day-to-day life. We can learn, we can imbibe certain things, very subtle things. Big talking about big philosophies is one thing, but to try to apply these very little simple things in life, it makes a character. So that's why it is important. Truthfulness has so much value. God of truth, ahimsa sattva. In the Praja Yoga, the phase Jama, first is I will not do any harm to anyone. That is one quality. Next is truthfulness. And God, the, the embodiment of truth. Truth means it is there, it is unchanging. So to hold on to truth is a great virtue and it is to be practiced in life. And Ramakrishna did not like. Someone gave some word, he said, oh, he told me, Dija or who, to that he will come and he didn't come. What type of man are you that you do give word and you don't come? So this is a very important factor in our life. That's why our sadhus teach us, don't say I will come. Make a little twist. I shall try to come. I shall try my best to come because things may happen so much. But consciously to say that I may, if I say, I'll have to do it. That's why Sri Ramakrishna gave the example that he went to the um, uh, Panchavati or grove side and then pine grove side, and the water jar is to be brought by somebody. What is there? If someone is not there, another body brought it. But he could not touch that, he could not use it, and he has to wait. Ramakrishna's examples are so many. He went to there next to Dakshineshwar, the garden house of what? What is the name of? Jodumalli. Jodumalli's garden house, because he has some aches and pains. So Jodumalli said that you take some diarrhea, also stomach problem that will cure you. Say, take little guli, I'll keep it for you, something. And he said, I'll give you. And but he forgot in the course of discussion, and Jodhumulli has went back to his inner home, inner courtyard of the Rai, and then and the Ramakrishna then thought that, oh, I have to take this, and he took it. And he took it and he was going to Dakshineshwar. It's only few steps, but he could not go, he couldn't find the road. He's going and getting confused. If don't find how to reach from Jodumallik's house to Dakshineshwar temple. It is just few steps because, and then he came back and then threw away that packet and through the door said, "Oh," and threw away, and then he came out and find the direction of the road and clearly he can walk on. So it has gone to such a depth, truthfulness, that it will disturb the mind. And mind is so disturbed that he cannot see. It will be hazy to go the open road, he cannot see anything. That means purity incarnate, truthfulness incarnate. That is our ideal. That's a very important point. We make Ramakrishna our ideal. Very difficult. You are the pole star of my life. না ওই সে তোমারে করিয়াছি জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা. I made you the pole star of my life. But if you make this pole star very serious, you can make any other gods and goddesses, you can escape. But here, pole star is Ramakrishna, embodiment of truthfulness. Satyam iti yena tupasita. I was talking about the book Yena Tupasita, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There he has mentioned, Upanishad Rishi has mentioned, worship the Parabrahman as Satyamiti Enatupasita, as truthfulness. So that's that factor, the truth. Embody, we want to reach God and making Ramakrishna the pole star, his character should be imbibed into our life. That means our life should reflect his glory. Tagore said, no? He, when I shall sit in my corridor unmindfully, পথের পথিক সেও দেখে যাবে মোর মুখভাবে তোমারও কি তোমার প্রতিমা নাকি. That means it should be so much absorption of the spiritual ideal of God that my face will reflect your glory. So to make someone an Ishta Devata or chosen ideal or pole star means that we cast our life in the mold of Sri Ramakrishna. So it is not for Sri Ramakrishna what he is doing. Sri Ramakrishna is an epitome of renunciation, touching a coin. He cannot take it. Even in night time, someone put something, Sri Ramakrishna was tested by Noren many times. And he failed. He said that I failed. I was so bad, I felt that I troubled him. But his excruciating pain, he felt. Like singimas. That means singimas is what? Only have some fish.
Horned
with,
fish. They say horned fish.
Horned fish, yes.
Something blowfish.
Yeah, and then
Thinking.
it strikes you and then you get that severe pain. So this is the thing we can learn when you read Ramakrishna's life. And he is the embodiment of truth and he cannot tolerate anything which is not true. Even the relative, we may sometimes say, oh, what is there? I have said something. No, the truthfulness is the greatest virtue. So that we get it here, the virtue. When I renounced everything, that's his saying, when I renounced everything with an offering of flowers at the lotus feet of the mother, I said, here, my mother, take thy holiness, take thy unholiness. Here, mother, take thy dharma and take thy adharma. Here, mother, take thy sin, take thy virtue. Here, mother, take thy good, take thy evil, and give me only pure bhakti. But I could not say, here, mother, take thy truth, take thy falsehood. So it is a very great emphasis that all the duality, opposites of that, holiness, unholiness, dharma, adharma, sin, virtue, good, evil. It is offered to, it can be given to in exchange of devotion. I want your pure love. But he could have said, I have given the truth and untruth. If that truth is given, nothing remains in the world. So that is Sri Ramakrishna emphasizing that I asked for pure bhakti, but I could not say here, here, mother, take thy truth, take thy falsehood. A devotee had brought some ice. Again and again the master asked him, shall I eat it? Like a child, you know. But the child, it is not falsehood. He plays like a without attachment. Sometimes he will pester on that, sometimes he'll forget that. So Sri Ramakrishna said, shall I eat it? He's asking M as permission. M said humbly, please don't eat it without consulting the mother. Sri Ramakrishna could not take the ice. So again, that same truthfulness. I said, I will not eat, and I have promised to mother. So he said, I cannot take that. Master, it is the bhakta and not the jnani who discriminates between holiness and unholiness. Bijoy's mother-in-law said to me how little I have achieved of my spiritual ideal. I cannot take food from everybody. I said to her, is eating everybody's food a sign of jnana? A dog eats anything and everything. Does that make it a jnani? Meaning, it is the bhakta who discriminates between holiness and unholiness. No. Bijoy's mother-in-law said to me how little I have achieved. That means still you are separating what is holy, what is unholy. What type of achievement? Right? We have some idea, na? Sthita pragya, they will be all equal to everything, no? So you should do like that, but you have not achieved the goal. Vijay's ma's assessment of Ramakrishna. But Sri Ramakrishna's response is very unique. It is easy eating everybody's food is a great sign of jnana. That means, body and mind become so pure and sensitive that for us it is nothing what we eat. In every food, there are three types of dosa. If dosas are cleaned, then it becomes a pure food. Ashraya dosa. Then what are the three dosas? Ashraya dosa, meaning who is giving with mindset, one prepares the food. Where you purchase the bostu dos, by its own nature, the thing is rotten or it is irritating food. So pure food is free from these dosas or defects. So it is sattika food. That means a person preparing food with repeating the holy name, that becomes pure food. Because you are repeating God's name, and when you are doing that, mind is in God, and that subtle vibration goes to the food. The food you purchased fresh, and it is very healthy, and that will create another impact. And people touched by others. We are not to judge that way. But sensitive, extra sensitive people like Sri Ramakrishna, who are so pure, they can feel the difference between that. Some people used to come to Holy Mother as Sri Ramakrishna, no? And some touch Sri Ramakrishna could not take. And if the touch, she will feel the burning sensation. Holy Mother used to feel that type of sensation, no? And she used to pour Ganga water on washing. It was burning. So they're so pure that impure touch, impure thought disturbs their whole system. Even it manifests in the physical level. So as much as one moves in spiritual life, this sensitivity grows. But we do sometimes mistakenly, this is good, this is bad. It is superstition. This food, that food, who touched, who did, and untouched, what is called, religion enter into the kitchen by eh, only touching what who had touched, who right hand, left hand, wash it, this and that. But it is really when one becomes very super sattic. I have seen some sadhus also. After somebody come and they feel so much disturbed and they really wash their feet water with water again and again and again. They feel the suffering because they are so sensitive and pure that it is a level of vibration, no? Two levels, one level and the other level. So Sri Ramakrishna is the epitome of perfection and purity. Naturally, any imperfect thing could create that response in him. So Bijaya's mother could not understand that. That's why I say, still you are making a distinction. That distinction is not, it is not made. The body mind becomes so sensitive that you cannot help it. So suppose I say that an allergy comes, no? When an allergy affects everyone, but not with the same intensity. Someone may be more, someone may be less. As one is sensitive, he feels more or she feels more. So in spiritual life also, sensitivity, when as one moves in higher and higher sattvika nature, their body mind acts and reacts differently. So here, that was the indication. If it is jnani is discriminates means this. Why do I eat a variety of dishes? In order not to become monotonous. Otherwise, I should have to renounce the devotees. That means he keeps the mind with some desires. Ramakrishna, to put the mind down, he keeps some desires. I will eat, I will see this. Mathur Babu, he asked for one sal, one chadar, no? And to bring, and he brought the very costly shawl. And then, wow, it's good sal. And this putting on his body and pushing this way, putting that way, shouldering, holding this way, that way. And few times afterwards, oh, my mind, this is called shawl, very costly shawl, no? And then threw away and then started spitting on it. So, see, but he keeps whatever he desires to keep the mind down for the good of humanity, for all of us. So that's why he said that, why do I eat fish, a variety of dishes? Not fish, but I do eat a variety of dishes in order not to become monotonous. Otherwise, monotonous means mind will go in one and I will be in samadhi. Therefore, I will have to renounce the devotees. Devotees will come and I will not be able to interact with them because mind will not come down. I said to Keshav, if I instruct you from a still higher standpoint, then you won't be able to preserve your organization. If I instruct you from a still higher standpoint, then you won't be able to preserve your organization. In the state of a jnana, in the state of jnana, organizations and things like that becomes unreal, like a dream. So he's saying, I am eating so many ways, I try to diversify my mind to bring the mind down. If the mind is there, we cannot make any organization or you cannot talk to anybody. How will you talk unless your mind is to the level? Our problem, how to get up. And Ramakrishna's problem, how to pull down. That's why even Swami Vivekananda was like that. He used to keep all these Marwaris will bring and other people who have brought some sweets. He will all preserve. He will not eat any. And he will not give it to other of his spiritual children, no? Because their bhakti will be lost if they eat all those. Eh? sweets and other things, which is mixed with desire, then mind will be pulled down. But he used to keep on Noren. And when Noren comes, he eat everything. He used to say he is a burning fire in him. All will be consumed. All, no sin can stay there. It's such a, to pull his mind, because he's Saptarshi. It's coming from the seventh plane, seven rishis place, so that he comes down by his kindness. And then kindness coming down to redeem the world. So that is the two stages are two so different. One is to go up, we are struggling, and he's trying to pull down. And pulling down, then he can act and talk, can interact with people, and give guidance and talk like this. So one time, it is if in the state of jnana, when you are really perfectly analyzes the unreal and real and established in that, established in the reality, then what happens? Organizations and things like that become unreal. It has no value. When one attains to that state of perfection, mind is lifted to that higher consciousness. At that point, this world is meaningless. The world, like dream, it appears, it is a shadow. As our dream, night dream, has no value now in the awakened state. Same thing happens. We are awakened now, so the night dream appears dream. And what is the value of the dream? There is no value. How many dreams we dream? Sometimes some of us assess what is the meaning of the dream. That is our own foolishness to understand what is the meaning. And it is one thought of the mind, in infinite number of thought of the subconscious, something came up. Good is good, that can inspire us, and bad also can be bad, but these are all dream. These are no value ultimately. So this is when you are awakened into the spiritual experience of higher level, this world as we see, it appears to be like that of meaningless. It is like a dream. As dream has no reality, this has no reality. So that will be the experience of a jnani who is established in the truth. So for them, that's why they don't have many importance of what happenings. In the dream time, our dream experience is very serious. What happens there? We cry, we weep, we smile, because it is so real at that point. But now at this point, when I am talking about now, I am awakened from the dream. What is the value of the dream, last night's dream? It has no meaning. Similarly, when one is awakened into God consciousness and is tuned to the identification with the divine, this world will appear for that person like a dream. So no, that's why at the time sannyas, when we get our monastic vows, there is a verse. It is called that their prayer is called Para Dushapniyagam Subha. This is a swapna. Swapna means dream. Not swapna only good dream, but a dushapna, a bad dream. Let this bad dream be wiped out. And it is the prayer of a sannyasi with this, that let that night dream, we know that passes away automatically. But this daydream is so real, that's why we cry and weep and smile, all like a mad people, we are all behaving in the world. When one can realize the truth, this world, this will be like dream appearance. It has no permanent value. It appears and disappears. So that knowledge will be established. So Sri Ramakrishna says that Jnani, for that this world will be like a dream. That is I remember one Swami, he was in Uttarkasi one time. or Rishikesh. So he was reading this Vedantic text that everything is unreal, no? There is only one reality behind, but this world is like a dream. It is all changing. And he really was so engrossed into that thought, he day, whole day, is thinking, is this real or a dream? Is this real or a dream? No? It continued. Then one day passed, day and night he was absorbed seriously on this thought. And then second day also day and night. He forgot eating. He forgot going for begging food. And this took him like a ghost possessed by ghost. And third day also he said that it was going on. Then I thought I'll be mad. He said, mad because my reactions are so deep. I do not know this world is real or unreal. It is dream or it is a reality. How much spiritual practice he has done, and his heart is so pure, he's thinking, this world, is it real? Really? It is this rock, and hitting the rock, he said, it is real or it is a dream. In dream time also he knocked, no? In dream time, water was the water. I'm thirsty. I'm drinking water and I feel the cool experience of the drink. If someone hits me, yes, I cry. This is also same. Is it so? Is it so? Is it so? And on the end of the third day, he said, I'll be really turned, I'll be mad totally. And in this isolated place in the Himalayas, who will look after what? But anyhow, but it is a dream. And of course, by God's grace, he has immediately one experience. And then he said, all the doubts of my life was solved at that moment. And it is only the Satchidananda is the truth. All these appearance. And appearance is dream. Now it appears this way, next time it appears differently. So this is all changes, but there is the unchanging reality behind. So when that happens, the changes are meaningless. How it changes, how it good, bad. Good is also not good, bad is also not bad. Because it is the ultimate truth is beyond this appearance. So it is, they feel that world is a dream. Like a night dream, it's a daydream. One time, formerly I had the state of mind of a jnani. I could not enjoy the company of men. I would hear that a jnani or a bhakta lived at a certain place. Then a few days later, I would learn that he was dead. Everything seemed to me impermanent, so I could not enjoy people's company. Later, the mother brought my mind down to the lower plane. She changed my mind that I could enjoy love of God and his devotees. Very great statement. What is spiritual life? He said that formerly I had the state of the mind of a jnani. Jnani, what he says? Only Brahman is real, Brahma Sattam, Jagan Mithya. Jagan Mithya means what? It's like a dream. It appears, but it has no permanent reality. So that experience, and he was so much tuned into that idea, Brahma Sattam, Jagat Mithya. That is final, Jagat Mithya. As a result, no interest of talking to anybody. Whom to talk? If Brahman alone is truth and all else is false, to whom to talk? So no question of talking, conversing, or making a relationship with the devotees. So he said that I was jnani state and then I could not enjoy the company of men. But he has come for a different purpose, for the good of the humanity, avatar, no? For the bhuto anujigriksha, for helping the humanity who are drowned in ignorance and in pain and suffering of life. So how to interact with them. Mind is so high and soaring high, there is no creation at all. It is Brahman alone is truth. All else is false. Then he said, I cannot, or a bhakto, and they lived at a certain place. So then, after a few days, I would learn. I was thinking of a devotee and I could not contact. And after some time, I found that he is dead. Everything seemed to me impermanent, so I could not enjoy people's company. It happens, no? Even in ordinary spiritual practice, you will find that if in your life you get really very much absorbed in God consciousness, you will like not the company of others. Is it not? In your own life, when your mind goes very deep into a contemplative mood or a devotional mood, that day, that moment, you don't want to talk to others, even your friends. I have seen, and I have told you before also, I've seen in my training center days with other sadhus. One sadhu was here, he was very deep in devotional and meditation practice. And his friends are also very good. They always talk about Vedanta, about Atman, Brahman in the training center, that is the atmosphere. But this brahmachari, he becomes so much engrossed in meditation and spiritual practice. He, seeing his friends talking there or on the way he's going to his room, he sees that they are talking, he will take a turn and run away in another direction. Days after days, he does not find any joy in talking to his own spiritual friends because he's so much finding joy inside, he does not want to disturb that. It is not ignoring anyone, but it is a natural repulsion. Attraction and repulsion, no? One, our mind is attracted to the world, that's why it does not, is repelled from God. And that sadhu's mind was attracted to God as a little natural separation. There is no intention, bad intention or plan. It is not a planned work, but it is a spontaneous reaction. If ordinary sadhus can have that experience, what about Ramakrishna? He said, that's why I could not come down, and that was my mind, and I could not interact with the devotees. I cannot interact with anyone in a jnani or devotee. Then what happened? It is a mission. So the Mother Divine, later the Mother, capital, brought my mind down to a lower plane. So when in that plane, there are stages, no? 4 stages. And the Vedanta says that mind roams in higher and higher planes. Vicharana, they say first Shubhecha. First stage of spiritual journey starts Subho Icha, or will, good desire, that I shall think of God, I shall meditate on God, Subhecha. Then Vicharana, second stage, your mind roams in that thought only, Vicharana. Tonu Manasa, next stage, higher stage. All this worldly attachment and things have been tonu, attenuated state, attenuated condition of the mind. And then it will soar into another state of samadhi. That means it is rising the mind from the level of the plane in which we are, and it goes in a higher and higher and higher region. And then a state comes, perfect samadhi. And it said that in certain area, this yogi can come down by his own effort. He has attained to that samadhi and come down. But in certain area, they go to such a deep samadhi that he cannot come down. He needs assistance from other. Like Tutapuris tried to bring down the mind of Ramakrishna after samadhi. You need others' help. Another type goes into such an absorption that neither his own effort or anyone's effort can bring them down. So Sri Ramakrishna, for the good of humanity, was trying to shoot there all the time. But Divine Mother gave some strength to pull the mind down, and then he could interact with the bhakti and bhakta, jnani, bhakta, etc. So I could not enjoy people's company. Later, the mind brought, mother brought my mind down to a lower plane. She so changed my mind that I could enjoy love of God and his devotees. That's why he always say, "Oh ma, I want, don't make me behus, don't make me unconscious. I want to enjoy bhakti bhakto, devotion, and the devotees, the devotees and the devotion. I want to enjoy that." So that was it. And mother kept. That means by the divine will, the Sri Ramakrishna's mind is down. That's why we get this gospel. If he was in samadhi, what good to us? Of course, good, but but we can get this interaction, and we can apply into our life or get some blessings from that, and we can understand what intense spiritual practice is necessary to reach that state of absorption. Next, the master began to talk about the divine incarnation. Master, to him, do you know why God incarnates himself as a man? It is because through a human body one can hear his words. He sports through it. He tastes divine bliss through a human body. But through his other devotees, God manifests only a small part of himself. A devotee is like something you get a little juice from out of much sucking. Like a flower, you get a drop of honey from after much sucking. Do you understand this? Now he is clarifying his position. He said, do you know why God incarnates himself? There is a point. Why God has to come down if he is God? No? So much we say God comes down for the good of humanity, no? If he is God, who have created millions and billions of stars and galaxies, how many solar system is there, God knows. Science could find out a little bit, but so much is beyond any assessment. If God is so powerful, why he has to come back? He will say, okay, let everyone be happy. But we'll be all happy. Because he is the master mind, master power, no? But why he comes down? Avatar, Avatar Leela, that's why it's called, it is a divine play, Leela. Why? When he comes down, he can interact with other human. And what he does, what he says, those may be an inspiration for future generation to come, ages to come. No? Sri Krishna, his life and all the messages in Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavatam. And look at that. Reading that from time immemorial, no? How many thousands of years passed? See, people are still now reading the Bhagavad, thinking about the divine play Sri Krishna played with the gopis, with his childhood days, with Ma Jasoda, or to the friends, the shepherd boys, or to the when he was a king, he was with Arjuna, like that. So, listening about the glory of the divine and this manifestation, we, the future generation people, can live into the same consciousness. So they come for the good of the world. Why? They can do good without being, that will be for the few people will get that benefit. But this centuries after centuries, people will come, they will read this, they will, and then go to the divine memory of it, and then enjoy the presence of God and get spiritual realization. So this is the purpose. God comes down for the good of humanity, takes all the troubles, as any human being understands that, takes this. uh, and people don't understand him. Abujanantimang mudha manushim tanuvasritam. People ignore. Ramakrishna was ignored so many times in so many places. Going to the Brahmo Samaj, he was heckled. The light was put off, and people were jumping on him. The Naren was so upset. Why do you come here? They don't love and respect you. But he says, what can I do? I love you. That is the point. I love you. Yeah, God loves humanity, no? Lila. That's why it is so important that he comes and interacts to give the future generation a scope to relive our experience. Now it has happened in Dakshineshwar or Rambabu's house, wherever. Now we are sitting after such a time difference. We can uh, we can feel now. We can feel. We can go back. What happened?
It's an automatic corporate trigger.
Oh,
Goes off sometimes on its own.
it is doing his duty. Okay. So that is the point, that Avatar comes and takes all the troubles of human imperfection, and it suffers like he has a cancer. He will be diabetic. Vivekananda had diabetes. Ma suffered. We are talking about arthritis. How much Holy Mother suffered for arthritis. They are being the Mahamai, no? Mahashakti. And then what is the need of your coming down for us? So that I can feel when my aches and pains come. I should not complain because mother suffered so much. eh? So Ramakrishna suffered with cancer. So what can I do if it comes to me? Okay, I'll have to accept it. And how in that condition we can keep our mind in joy? Follow Ramakrishna, how he did it. Singing the glories of God and chanting the name and always talking about God, 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 God. This world will appear as a dream cancer. To understand that it is a dream cancer from real cancer. Actually, we feel it is real, so real there is nothing but this suffering or pain. But it is for them with the knowledge, they dream, everything is appearing, but it is not true ultimately. But truth is the Satchidananda is the truth. So Sri Ramakrishna says, do you know why God incarnates himself as a man? It is because through a human body one can hear his words. We ordinary people, we do not know how God talks. His holy words through Bible, through Gita, through Upanishads, no? We hear, but that is validated by a human personality. Hmm? By when Avatara comes, through his mouth, everything comes, that is Upanishad. Everything comes out, that is the holy talk. No? And that is for the good of humanity. He sports through it. He teaches divine bliss through a human body. He shows that body is there, body suffering is there, but he lives in that divine bliss. But through his other devotees, God manifests only some part of him. You may say, what about the other saintly people? They only can express little bit, one ray of light. And Ramakrishna is like a sun, effulgent sun. It covers everyone's needs. So A devotee is like something you get a little juice from after much sucking. Ordinary devotees who are really absorbed in God, even then, they are like you have to poke and you can get a little one drop, two drop juice. But God Himself, when He comes, you need not have to poke. Ramakrishna going and talking Himself. He is leaving Dakshineshwar out of his own and taking a car and reaching to Calcutta, someone's house. I come. And then suddenly he said, how do you talk about God? I said, what do you think about God? Innocent question, as if he does not know. He's asking them, how do you think about God? And when they will say one or two words, and he will take up. He will take up the whole position. Huh? And then he is speaking, continuously speaking. So this is the words of God. How we know what is the God's word like, unless we hear from the avatar. That's why, see, look at the words of God. Swami Vivekananda said, no, in the whole world, all the scriptures are destroyed. But only one verse remain, that quote, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. If this is kept, the whole world will be saved. What is this? Only this word. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Finish. What next to know? What books have to be read? God's mouth expressed this idea. Blessed are the pure in heart. So be pure in heart. And then you will see God. Finish. Ramakrishna said, I have come, I have become. I, that Satchidananda has come, I have become. It's me. The whole universe, you see, I am only playing in millions of roles. Huh? So these are the extraordinary message which helps us to understand the divine glory of God, as also how to lift our consciousness into divine. So that is the purpose of their appearance in the world. That's why ordinary devotees, as Ramakrishna said, is something you get a little juice from after much sucking, a little flower, like a flower, you get a drop of honey from much after sucking. But that avatar is a fountain of joy, fountain of peace. Shall I end here? Or you have any question? Okay, 5 minutes of question. So we can end here.
Maharaj, can you talk about Bhavmukh? When you're talking about Thakur bringing his mind down, that incarnation, can you touch on that topic?
It's a big topic.
I know.
Bhavamukha. Yeah. It is a threshold of the bhakta merging into jnana. Bhakta is duality, God and me. And lover loves the beloved. And going, when your personality merges into the absolute personality, then you are done, you are not there, world is gone. We go to everyday deep sleep. I am not there. So the whole world is gone for me. This world of our existence, our suffering, our pleasure, our anxieties, our worries, everything is gone. When we go to a position where I is lost. It is happening through our ignorance every day. We go from this waking state to dream state to sleep state. And when the mind moves in conscious plane, crosses this level and then comes to the deep sleep state, means without the dark veil that has become transparent veil. So you see the infinite joy and he feels that I belong to that. And then that is the Saguna Brahma. That's a threshold. Ramakrishna used to live in that threshold. Oje, Ma, don't make me unconscious. Meaning that little trace of ego is there. Don't take it away now. At this point, I can see this side, I can see that side. That is the way I understand. But I do not have a bhava. So how can I tell you what is bhava mukha? But anyhow, we have read the books. This much it appears to me. This much is the idea probably that it is a mukha, means is facing the threshold of the absolute and on this side the duality and non-duality. Huh? But this is very high level. Only avatar can stand over there. Others are incapable of standing there. It will be sucked this side. It's like a strong magnet. Boom. Ego is totally gone. Bhava.
So Maharaj, Thakur actually likes to say that the world is transient, right? Not mithya.
Whatever you language you use, that it is transient means what? It is not
Changing.
permanent.
It's always
It is changing. It is permanent, impermanent. It appears now. It appears different tomorrow. It appears different day after tomorrow.
But it's not mithya.
Huh?
We prefer not to call it mithya, right? It doesn't.
Mithya.
Jagat mithya.
Oh,
like-
Jagan Mithya. You have to explain. Mithya is a word. You explain in which way you want to explain. It is not hallucination. Better to say it is not hallucination. It is, but you are seeing the change. You are seeing the same wave rolling, becoming bigger or smaller. Huh? You don't see the change, but it is all the same time changing. But it is nothing but water. Water is Satchidananda water, God. And these forms are the ripples and waves. It grows, it reduces.
Maharaj, Thakur is God, you all know. But sometimes in Kathamrita I read, I feel very sorry for Thakur. It haunts me. Thakur is wants to go somewhere and he said, Gari bhara ba ke daye, nauka bhara ba ke daye. He could not go. And all day I feel pain.
Yeah, now when you are in human body, as I said, they undertake all the human imperfections so that I can relate. A holy man who is going, he has no monetary situation.
Yeah.
So Rakhal is saying, let us go, sir. They don't know. They are not inviting us for food. They are taking care of other people. And you are sitting here. He's a young boy. He has good spirit. And Ramakrishna is being insulted as it were. So he said, Ma, you are talking big things. Who will pay my carriage fare? That is the most practical. That has meaning also. Everything is meaning. Ramakrishna's life, everything meaning. And when you do your work, this problem will come. Somebody has asked you to go for a good feast. And when you go there, they're busy with other people and you will be not getting any position. And you have to find some place to sit down. And Ramakrishna sat like that. And there's a dirty place anyhow to make a small space for him. And he ate whatever he could eat. And then Rakhal is saying, let us go. And then he said, no, be practical, get the money. So,
No, he also said that they work very hard or something like that. Let's not just leave like that.
and then whatever be the reason you give it, but they also accept it. And you and we may be in that situation. But we will be angry and we will be frustrated. But he told, don't be angry. They may be busy with something. So many guests have come. They are not paying attention to you. But what is there in it? You just take it easy. How to keep the balance of our life. See what a teaching. If we take it in, 90% of our problem will be solved. We always think, I, and nobody takes care of me. I do so much, nobody recognizes me. Is it not? So here Ramakrishna is an example. God himself, he does not find any insult. Is he dark skin, heavy skin? No, very sensitive. but at the same time very practical.
Yeah, like
Ramakrishna is very sincere, very practical, very you can apply in our life how we should be to live in the world, and at the same time be tuned into that divine consciousness. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. No, keep the page. Oh, yeah, I put them.